Hello, Disney Infinity trainers. Welcome back to another Top 16 Disney Infinity Games character recap. Today we're talking about Tinkerbell, the one and only. Now, Tinkerbell, her main highlight is the fact that she can fly, coupled with her very annoying ranged magic. Now, one hit from this will send the opponent floating up in the air, as you can see there, and it really hinders their ability to get away. And if she keeps pouring them on, well, you've seen what happens in that case. Now, a quick recap of how Tinkerbell got this far. In round 1 of Season 3, she defeated Barbossa, who really wasn't much of a match for her. All of the Pirates characters, Barbossa, Jack Sparrow, and Davy Jones, were easily dispatched in round 1, showing that they might not be the most competitive characters in the series, despite the fact that they are pretty cool. In round 2, Tinkerbell fought here, actually, taking down Spider-Man. That was a big fight for her, and for the games itself, because both of those characters really rely on their dominant ranged capabilities to win. And even though Tinkerbell almost lost it, she was able to pull through and defeat Spider-Man. Round 3 is the most fresh in our minds. Tinkerbell took on Phineas, and he didn't seem like much of a matchup for her, and he actually wasn't. She was able to pursue him, threaten him with her magic, and really easily finish the game before Phineas was able to do any significant damage. Tinkerbell has shown to be a real threat in the games. Now, the problem with her, however, is actually one of her greatest strengths. Her strength will become one of her weaknesses in the coming round. Round 4 is an interior arena, and it's going to be smaller than this. The ceiling is going to be lower than this. There's not going to be a big high ceiling like that one. She's going to have to sacrifice her ability to fly and rely heavily on her magic to win the games. Now, luckily for her, her magic has done well. Her magic has won her several games. That doesn't mean that she's undefeatable, however. The fact that she can fly is a big reason why she's also here. Let's take a look at Tinkerbell's skill tree. Now, Tinkerbell has a couple health investments, which is not a lot, but when you combine it with the fact that she can fly, it really adds for the ability for her to get out of there if she really needs to, if she's in any type of dire situation. She's also able to heal herself while blocking, so by holding the circle button or the block button, she can actually recharge her own health. Once again, however, that's something that combines really well with the flight, because if she's in any danger, she can fly far away from her opponent, she can land, and she can make sure to heal when the coast is clear. Now, in the interior arena, it's going to be a lot more difficult for her to get away, and therefore it's going to be a lot more difficult to find the opportunity to use the healing magic. That can save her. It hasn't done much for her in the game so far, but it has the potential to be a big deal, and since she's not going to be able to use it as easily, that might be a big downside. She's also fairly quick, or she should be. She has a level 1 and a level 2 of increasing her running speed, although I can't really tell. I guess she's not slow. She's definitely not slow, but she's definitely slower than the fastest character on the market, Fear. Going back to her skill tree, she also has the ability to lift heavy objects, which A, we haven't unlocked for her, and B, probably wouldn't be that relevant in the Infinity games anyways. Now we're taking a look at her finisher, her special move, which has a lot of different pieces to invest in, and which we've only invested in the right branch for. Now this allows her to zip around and attack enemies nearby. Honestly, this looks pretty strong, but this is better in a group of enemies. And because the Infinity Games is just one-on-one, obviously it's not going to be as powerful or as relevant here. The way Tinkerbell is going to win this game is with her ranged attack. That is it. Nothing less and nothing more. Her melee is also not very good. You know, it looks kind of cool here. It's better than Sadness's, but it's not going to be doing that much damage. It's not going to be making that much of an impact on the game. And if she's trying to win with her melee, her opponent is going to easily be able to take advantage of that and use their best method to win. Now, all of the characters in the top 16, most of them have some kind of gimmick that has propelled them this far, whether it's the special move of Yoda or the powerful ranged orbs of Joy. Everyone has something that makes them as good as they are, and Tinkerbell's is her flight and her ranged attack. Let's take a look at that ranged attack. As you can tell, for good reason, it is completely invested, and it allows her to deal a lot of damage and also hit with a really high range. Lastly, this Pixie Dust Blast reduces the charge speed, so she can charge the weapon more quickly than normal. And when she does that, it unleashes 4 little beads. Now, that's another thing that's probably not super relevant in the Disney Infinity games, because, again, there's only one character. She's only going to want to hit one of those. However, doing this increases the range, so any 4 of those points where her magic balls land, if an enemy is standing there, it will hit them, and that's where she can start the chain of just shooting her laser beams. Now let's talk about good and bad matchups for Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell feels confident and feels favored against other ranged characters. That means Syndrome, Sadness, Joy, Minnie. Maybe not Joy. Joy is strong, but potentially. Tinkerbell knows that if it comes down to a ranged battle, it's going to be 50-50, just like with her and Spider-Man. And to be honest, Tinkerbell could possibly be one of the weakest characters in the top 16. And so she knows that in order to win against any of the ranged characters in the top 16, of which there are many, she's going to need to get that edge right away. She's going to need to fire the first hit. If it's a ranged versus ranged battle like Syndrome versus Tinkerbell or Elsa versus Tinkerbell, probably whoever gets that first hit off will have a better chance of winning the game, because usually these games are probably going to go down to characters repeatedly throwing their ranged attacks at their enemy, and obviously whoever starts attacking first has that advantage. Now, it might not come to that, and Tinkerbell is definitely afraid of characters like Iron Man and the large characters like Hulkbuster and Groot, because they're so big that it's going to be difficult for her to levitate them with her magic, and they can get around her quickly. They can dodge her ranged and maybe retaliate with some powerful ranged attacks of them. Not ranged, with some powerful close combat attacks. So Tinkerbell is very defeatable, especially given that she's not going to be able to fly in the interior. Oh, she can fly, but she'll be crashing around a lot, and so I think that's going to be her biggest downfall. And I think if her opponent is really able to take advantage of the fact that her mobility is limited, Tinkerbell can fall very easily. So I hope you enjoyed this quick recap of Tinkerbell's character. Please let us know what you think of Tinkerbell. How will she do in round 4 of the Disney Infinity games? How far do you think she'll make it? Is she one of your favorites, or do you want to see her gone? I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already for more of the best Disney Infinity content on the web. I'll see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed.